All right, here it is. I've been putting off doing this video for a while. I've done videos where they were just stuffy. They were just not me and they were not approachable. And so they say it takes 200 videos on average before you start to go viral, if you're lucky. Well, this is my first. I've got 199 or more to go, and I want to thank you for joining me on this journey. My name is Julie, and I am clearly not an editing expert. I've been putting off doing YouTube videos for a while because I've been on other platforms where I've had so much fun, and I've kind of been able to amass a group of positive and like-minded individuals. So why am I here? What is this all about? Like, why are you joining me? Well, I want to introduce you to Artsy. What is Artsy? Well, let me tell you a story. In August of 2022, I decided to leave my corporate career. And what made me decide to do that was a sudden health emergency that my mother had in June. She had a double aneurysm and a stroke and was airlifted to a hospital outside of my hometown for emergency brain surgery. Now, when I got the phone call from my aunt, she told me the news, and as you can imagine, I was shocked. It was shaking my world, and I just drove down there. I live 8 hours away. I drove down there, and I was with her for just under 2 weeks. At the time, my employer was fairly supportive for the first few days until they reminded me I had exhausted my vacation and my sick time, and I would have to soon report to work. Now, it was at this time I said, I can get another job, but I can't get another mother. It's a true story. And a lot of people, knowing that I had been in this industry for nearly 2 decades, were shocked at the possibility that I would ever consider leaving and doing something else. But if somebody close to you having a near-death experience isn't enough to wake you up, then I don't know what is. Now, fortunately, my mother pulled through, and she's still around with us to this day. And this is Mother's Day. And that's why, for me, it's so important to share this on Mother's Day, because I still have my mother. And I've been on this planet now just over 5 decades. And to be able to say that I have my mother is such a blessing. So many people don't. I decided recently to pursue my art career full time. And I decided I no longer wanted to ask for vacation time or when I could go to the bathroom or if I could have this day off or what shift I could work or what schedule I could have. And I'd always been an entrepreneur. I'd always been somebody who, had this entrepreneurial spirit. I had a couple small businesses of my own over the past few decades. Some were more successful than others. But I decided that I wanted to sell my art online and pursue this full time, to paint all the time. And not only was it painting that was so important to me, but it was to help elevate other artists and other creatives. There's so many people who don't like to do art shows and they don't like to go online. I had a friend, I called her the closet artist. And she had a website, and she's an incredibly talented individual, but yet her website wasn't really getting any hits. She wasn't getting very much traction and subsequently not very many sales. So when I decided to do this online platform, Artsy, I decided it was going to be a platform where we would promote other businesses, like other artists, I should say, and other creatives. That's my dog wanting attention. So it wasn't about me only. It was about elevating these creatives and basically being the face for people that didn't want to get out there and promote art or the website or what it is that they do. In addition to promoting artists, I wanted to introduce different types of art, different genres that perhaps you maybe haven't seen or been exposed to before. So what we offer is a creative collection of artists that do predominantly watercolors, sketching, acrylics, oils, glasswork, sculpture, metal, things like that, as well as limited edition prints. So we offer a lot of different things, and I want to share the journey with all of you as we go along. And I want to encourage everyone that is a Canadian artist and wants to be part of this platform to please reach out and become part of this exciting community. Now, although we are Canadian creators uniting Canadian collectors, we do still work with people from all over the world. Myself, I have had many customers from other parts of the world. And there's nothing more exciting and fulfilling than knowing somebody that lives in another country is collecting my artwork. It just makes me feel so warm. And anyone that's a creator knows what that feels like. So eventually, I hope to be offering prints to make my work more accessible to other artists. I hope to share more of the process as well as my gallery. But I also want to introduce you to a whole group of incredibly talented, creative individuals. And in the future, I hope to have videos. We will have videos. Sorry about that. I got my dog in the background. This is clearly not edited. I want to have interviews with some of these creative individuals so that you can understand the process, what inspires them, why they got into art, and why we do what we do. So I really appreciate you following, especially those of you that have been following before I even ever had a video on here. I appreciate the comments, and if you can share this with your friends and if you haven't already followed, I really would appreciate it because this is something new we've just launched. And in honor of my mother on Mother's Day 2025, I just want to say I look forward to this adventure and sharing it all with all of you.